So Fedor versus Rampage just took place in the main event of Bellator 237 Japan. Good fight while it lasted. I was happy that this wasn't just one of those fights that was a one-punch walk-off against a guy who hasn't got the same chin as he once had in Fedor. I predicted that Fedor would win by first round KO. Seemed to be just that. It was a very strange stoppage. Okay, because Rampage, what sort of happened was, he kind of just dropped to the ground after a punch that did land. It landed on the forehead, but it did land. Fedor was rocked, clearly, hunched over, face planted the ground, but seemed to be completely fine. So kind of just threw himself on the ground. Can we talk about Rampage for a second here? Kind of didn't throw too much, and can we be honest as well? I said that Rampage was going to come into this fight not by a heavyweight, as a normal heavyweight size, but just as him at light heavyweight with heavyweight body fat all over him. And that's exactly what he done. He looked like the man who ate Rampage Jackson. That's exactly who he looked like. Absolute embarrassment for him to show up in that kind of shape. Honestly, that's not what you do to make money at the end of your fighting career. At least Chael Sonnen, at a heavyweight, still looked in some kind of good shape. You know what I'm saying? Fedor is kind of excusable because he's been morbidly obese his entire career. But Rampage, like, this is the argument that people have here. With motivation, I knew Rampage wasn't going to be motivated for this fight, okay? I really did know that. There was some moments that he had where he almost landed a real big shot, but Fedor was just kind of all over him. When Rampage was shelling up, Fedor was taking full advantage of it and landing a bunch of shots. Landed a beautiful body kick at one point, did Fedor. Fedor landed another leg kick at one point, and then one time Rampage checked the leg kick, and I thought it would have fucked up Fedor's knee. But he kept coming, kept getting the job done, and landed the right hand. Delayed reaction from Rampage. The stoppage was good, but the actions from Rampage to faceplant forward like that, it was almost like he thought he had a chance. Like they were going to separate, stand him back up, and then him get another chance. I don't know what he was doing, because he had the mindset to sort of shake his head as soon as he hit the ground, like, no, I'm fine. When in reality, you just got slumped to the ground. Like, why are you... It was such a weird stoppage, and if you've seen it, it is the fucking weirdest thing I've seen in a very long time. But Rampage got absolutely done. Fedor gets the win. Where does this leave Bellator? I'm not sure. Fedor already says that he disagrees with the retirement tour comment that Scott Coker made about him recently. So we'll see what happens with Fedor, man. We'll see what happens with Fedor. I feel like what makes a little bit of sense would be to do him versus Josh Barnett. I think that would make some level of sense. The fight that we wanted for a while that we never got to see. Fedor versus Josh Barnett. Sounds like a great fight to me. The winner of that one can maybe get a fight against Bader or a rematch in Fedor's case. But to be honest with you, it was a good fight while it lasted. It was a fun night of fights overall. Lorenz Larkin had a very fun fight with Keita Nakamura. You got Cruikshank getting tapped out in the first round by that fucking Chinese guy that seems pretty cool. There was a female fight that was on that was very fucking boring, but it happened. MVP crushed yet another can and mocked him while he did it, because that's who MVP is. I don't know what they're going to do with MVP next. Maybe do him versus Lorenz Larkin. MVP Lorenz Larkin. Winner gets a shot at Douglas Lima. In both cases, it would be a rematch. Sounds good to me. Sounds real good to me. Bellator's looking pretty good right now, I'll be honest with you guys. Fedor winning means that Fedor's going to remain relevant. I'm just embarrassed from Rampage. I'm a huge Rampage fan, man. And this is the argument that people make towards having win bonuses for your fights. Because if you don't know that Rampage gets a flat fee of $300,000 to show. He doesn't get a win bonus. He doesn't get a performance bonus. He doesn't get a sponsorship bonus. $300,000 just to get in the ring. And I feel like that's where it goes wrong. If he had another... Let's say he was a $200,000 to show, $200,000 to win. There's no way he would have shown up fucking as a pregnant Rampage Jackson. He looked like a mess. And I'll say it right now. He looked like a mess of himself. Should never have been in that kind of shape in the ring whatsoever. If the fight would have gone past the first round, he probably would have gassed out anyway. And Fedor just picked him apart the entire time. Wasn't the most technical fight. I wasn't expecting it to be the most. I thought it was going to be very autistic. And it was very autistic, as I predicted. And yeah, good time. Fun fight while it lasted. Fedor got the knockdown, got the KO. Another thing happened. Oh, another KO happened. Chandler KO'd that Outlaw guy, that Sydney Outlaw guy. which was a good KO as well. Good night of fights. I'm very happy with it. I'm disappointed from Rampage. Really am, because he didn't show up to win that fight. Let's be honest. He showed up to go out there and maybe land a punch that would finish Fedor. He didn't go into training camp every day and force himself into the mindset that he's going to win and he's going to do whatever it takes to win. Because you don't get a belly like that thinking whatever it takes to win. And that's just a fact. Fedor gets the job done. Good job. I don't know what's next for Rampage. I really don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe him versus Matt Mitrione. Maybe him versus some fucking other guy. But if I see him in that kind of shape again, I'm out. I'm not watching it anymore. I want to see guys who want to show up and win. And show up and be the best versions of themselves. And if you're just showing up there with a fucking human inside you, you know, like, just don't even bother showing up. Because you're robbing everyone of the show that they plan to see. People wanted to see Fedor versus Rampage. What they ended up seeing was Fedor versus Quinton Jackson. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye.